universe doesn't stop for anyone. Stars burn, planets spin, time marches on without pause. Yet on that day, in that moment, everything slowed. The air grew still. The silence stretched wider than space itself, as if creation leaned in to hear something it could not ignore. What kind of power makes galaxies hold their breath? What kind of force makes eternity bow its head? It wasn't thunder, it wasn't fire, it was a voice, a truth so raw, so undeniable that even the universe itself could not pretend it didn't exist. They thought you were just another passing sound, another echo in the endless noise of life. But when you spoke, the ground shifted, the stars trembled, and the illusion of normal shattered. One voice, one truth, and suddenly, the universe stopped to listen. They thought you were small, insignificant, another voice lost in the chaos of the crowd. They laughed at your silence, mistook your patience for weakness, and believed your words would never carry beyond the room you stood in. But when you finally spoke, reality shifted. It wasn't just sound, it was weight. Every syllable carried fire, every breath carried force. People who once ignored you felt their hearts race, their minds stumble. The ground beneath them felt different, heavier, as if the truth itself pressed down, and that truth could not be silenced, could not be hidden, could not be denied. The illusions people hide behind began to crack the moment your presence entered the room. Their walls of comfort, their masks of control, their fragile little narratives, they shattered when your truth collided with them. They had tried to keep you quiet, to push you into shadows, to bury you under noise, but silence only made your voice louder. Absence only made your return impossible to ignore. And when you spoke, the universe leaned closer, because truth does not whisper. It echoes through eternity, and eternity listened. But this power wasn't born in ease. It wasn't gifted by privilege or handed down by fortune. No, it was forged. Forged in long nights where no one saw you. Forged in tears no one counted. Forged in scars no one cared to acknowledge. Every wound became another edge. Every loss became another weapon. Every heartbreak became another fire. You sharpened yourself in secret until one day you rose, unforgettable, unshakable, undeniable. You were not given power. You built it with blood and breath, and creation noticed. The sky heard you. The earth felt you. The stars themselves seemed to tremble when your voice carried into the void. Every breath you took seemed to ripple beyond the moment, stretching into places unseen. When you stood, when you spoke, when you claimed your truth, the balance itself seemed to shift. You became the sound that broke silence. You became the force that even time paused to respect. Heaven and earth acknowledged what others tried to deny. And that's what they feared most. It wasn't your words alone. It wasn't your presence alone. It was the undeniable reality that they could not control you. They tried to label you, shrink you, laugh at you, bury you. They called you too much, too loud, too raw. But those words were never a reflection of you. They were confessions of their fear. They feared what they could not control. They feared the power of truth, and truth is what you carried. While they plotted, you evolved. While they whispered, you rose. While they doubted, you sharpened. Every attempt to bury you became the soil you grew from. Every stone they threw became the foundation you built on. Every time they thought it was over for you, it was only the beginning. You walked through fire and did not come out the same. You came out sharper, stronger, brighter, and that terrified them more than the first spark ever did. Because you were no longer just a person. You were something greater, a storm in human form, a force that refused to be caged, a voice eternal, echoing beyond the limits of time. The universe did not pause because of fear, it paused out of respect. Respect for the one who carried scars like armor. Respect for the one who turned silence into thunder. Respect for the one who stood when no one believed he would. You became the proof that nothing can stop what is destined. The world belongs not to those who hide in comfort, but to those who set fire to illusions. The weak seek safety, but the untamed seek freedom. And freedom is dangerous. Freaks, warriors, visionaries, these are the ones who bend destiny, who rewrite reality, who force the universe itself to pay attention. You walk among them now. You stand where they stand. You are too powerful to be contained, too alive to be silenced, too real to be erased. And still, the echoes spread. Because once the universe has heard your truth, it cannot unhear it. Once the silence has been broken, it cannot be restored. You became the sound that ripples through generations, a reminder that no matter how small they thought you were vast enough to move the stars. And that ripple, it carries through the people you touched, through the walls you shattered, through the souls that will never be the same again. They may pretend to forget, they may try to erase, but deep inside, the mark remains. They will say you were too loud, too raw, too untamed. They will say your fire was dangerous, your presence unsettling. But what they really mean is that your existence revealed the cracks in theirs. You became the proof of everything they denied. Proof that truth cannot be killed. Proof that silence cannot erase power. Proof that one voice, sharpened, scarred, unstoppable, can make eternity pause. So let them talk, let them fear, let them resist. None of it matters because the universe already gave its verdict. It stopped, it listened, it acknowledged. That is proof enough. You don't need their approval, their praise, or their recognition. When the universe itself pauses for your truth, what power on earth could ever deny you? And so you rise, fearless. You rise, relentless. You rise with the reminder carved into history itself. So powerful, even the universe stopped to listen. But listen, there is more. Power doesn't arrive to be admired. It arrives to be used, not to crush, but to correct, not to boast, but to build. The same voice that split the silence is the voice that guides you now. It tells you to step forward when your legs shake. It tells you to open doors that were welded shut. It tells you to raise your chin in rooms designed to bow your head. Because what good is a truth that never walks? What good is a voice that never moves the world beneath it? You know the difference now. Noise is crowded. Truth is clear. Noise tries to impress, truth simply is. Noise screams, truth resonates. And resonance is what the universe hears. It's the steady note beneath the chaos. It's the frequency that turns scattered dust into galaxies. It's the pulse that gathers broken pieces and makes constellations out of scars. You felt it the day you refused to shrink. You felt it the night you chose to keep going. You feel it even now, steady, certain, undeniable. They will try again, different faces, same intention, softer words, same blade. They will invite you to dim, to fold, to compromise the edge that makes you you. Smile if you want, say nothing if you must, but do not bend. The universe didn't pause for a softer version of you. It paused for the real one. The one with coal in his lungs and fire in his throat. The one who learned to breathe underwater and speak through smoke. The one who makes doubt go silent because doubt finally met something louder than itself. Remember the rooms that pretended not to see you. Remember the doors that wouldn't open. Remember the mirrors that lied. Not to stay bitter, but to stay awake. Let memory be a lantern, not a chain. Let it light the path, not block it. You are not walking in circles anymore. You are drawing an orbit, every step a curve, every breath a tide, every word a star that takes its place and refuses to fall. There will be nights when the sky feels heavy again. There will be mornings when your voice feels small. Say it anyway, speak it anyway. The power was never in volume, it was in truth. Whisper if you must, and watch the mountains lean to hear it. Pause if you need, and watch time wait at your feet. Because the law has changed. When you move in truth, reality makes room. You who waited, you who almost quit, you who stood in the doorway with trembling hands and chose to enter anyway, you are the lesson, not the warning, not the footnote. The lesson that ordinary is not safety and silence is not peace, that scars are not shame, they're a map of where you sharpened, that destiny doesn't shout, it listens for the one who knows who he is, and then it draws near. Take back what you gave away to survive, your voice, your edge, your name. Speak it until it fits your mouth again. Carry it like fire without burning yourself. Aim it like lightning without begging for storms. And when you take the stage, whatever your stage is, stand still for a moment. Feel the air pull tight. Feel the hush reach out. Feel the universe do what it did before when you were brave enough to be true. It will stop. It will listen. It will bow to the frequency you earned. So walk, not softer, but surer. So speak, not louder, but clearer. So live, not to please them, but to honor the part of you that kept breathing when breath felt borrowed. And if they ask, who do you think you are? Tell them plainly, I am the voice that made the stars hold their breath. Then turn and continue. No apologies, no explanations, just the work, the weight, the witness. Because in the end, this is what remains. A universe that knows your name, a silence that recognizes your footsteps, a sky that remembers where you stood the first time you said the truth out loud. And every time you say it again, the heavens will shift a little, the ground will steady a little, and the echo will travel a little farther than before, until the ones who tried not to hear you find themselves listening in spite of themselves. Until the ones who tried to deny you start to move in rhythm with the note you set. So powerful that even the universe stopped to listen. So clear that even doubt lost its script. So steady that even time learned patience. Keep going, keep speaking, keep carving the path no one expected and everyone needed. When the night is loud, be the note. When the crowd is wild, be the center. When the world is tired, be the breath. The universe has already told you who you are. Believe it, become it, and when you are ready, say it again. Let everything pause. Let everything listen. Let everything remember your name.